Hello everybody, welcome back to the Crow's Eye. We are going to continue today. Now, if you've been watching Candle, you may already be aware. If not, I'm going to fill you in. I've had PC problems. Recorded an episode of this just after I did Candle and the sound went. So I've had to start again. Sorry, the mouse cursor was on the screen there, I had to get rid of it. And the devs really kindly helped me out get back to where I was in the game, because I didn't really want to play through all of that stuff again. So at the end of the last episode, we had just arrived here and we hadn't done anything in this area yet. Obviously there's where we just were. So there's nothing around here. Again, ink. Again, I'm just going to rush through, well not rush through, but I'm going to play through the puzzles. Obviously I know the solutions to them now. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do there. But obviously I will be playing the voices and reading the letters as normal. So, Benjamin Bennett, let's hear what Ben has to say.
There was a turning point in my life. I've always been aware that after the Philadelphia experiment, something had changed in me. But I learned to ignore the signs. When I thought I had finally gotten over all my problems, I got into the heart of hell. And even today, I have the feeling I live tied to that moment in time.
Okay, so Ben quite clearly losing it a little bit. But here we are in another of these puzzles. This didn't take me too long when I did it yesterday. Just trying to get my bearings right. The green one has to come down here. So yeah, it didn't take me too long to sort it. I kind of worked out that I just had to kind of walk backwards in a straight line from the point and I'd see where I needed to go. So obviously I need to get the green one to this position so I can push it up. I think that's how I did it. No, I didn't. I got it to here so I could push it up. My bad. And we've done this one. See, I didn't even think about that. I just pushed it and it's worked.
I'm excited to think we can put an end to this drama. Or comedy. Depends on how you look at it. I don't know what I'll do without your father. I don't. We've been very fortunate to find one another. Your father told me he wants to retire. He doesn't look as eager as the first time. The life in his eyes is practically gone. Call me mad if you like, but when I speak with him, it's as if I was talking to the dead.
Okay, sorry, I'm just continuing on whilst Holtwick talks because I realised that there isn't really much that you're going to miss whilst I'm doing that. Nothing happened. And then that jump scare happened, which I've forgotten about. Oh, have I not done the switch? No. So yeah, we have to now go around these rooms, look. Doing the switches and they open this door. Did we not do the one in this room? Started us off? No, we did not. Okay, so now we need the last one, which is this one, I think? No, that was the first one I did, this one. Yes, the garden room. For some reason this one's overgrown. There we go. That's that puzzle done. And we're through here. Onwards. Oh, yes. I remember this bit now. So yeah, we're in some kind of flashback. As has been happening, we're entering some kind of flashback. Remember, there's actually nothing of importance around here apart from the key that we need from there. Get out the door ahead. Yeah, there was nothing to read in here, I think. And then we enter trippy space, where we're just in a jumping puzzle. We need these to get out. There's another one. As soon as you see these blocks in this game, you're like, okay, you're gonna have to climb out somewhere. Now, it doesn't look like it, But if you actually fall at this point, you will die. There's like a black hole and yeah, you die. So I have to be careful here as well. Okay. Don't remember that one being up there yesterday. Love this music in this bit though. It's really pretty music. Very somber, very kind of dark, sorrowful, harrowing even. Okay. That might be too high. Because what I have to do now is jump onto that and then jump onto the bed. Yeah, it's... trying to arrange it a little bit better. There we go, try that. Shit. I fudged that up. Okay, oh, it put me back on here. I was going to say the adrenaline actually did not help me there at all. Gonna need it for here. It kind of made me overcompensate and overshoot. There we go. Right. Flashlight, please. Okay, a letter. So this is dated 1956 from Caroline Bennett to William Holtwick. Dear Dr. William Holtwick, I was gladly surprised by your letter. Thank you for your concern. It has been 9 years since Ben disappeared. It must have also been a nightmare for you, being surrounded by all these disasters. That such young children with such a brilliant future ahead vanish without being able to do anything about it. It is very difficult to raise a lone child, but one learns to live with it. And my son, as you will understand, does not miss his father, as he hardly has any memory of him. He disappeared when the child was 3. He is 12 now. He is in his teens. He has no father figure, which makes everything even more complicated. I have been told that in these cases it is a good idea to adopt a dog, and so I did. We have named him Toto. Because dogs replace fathers. Inevitably, I think about my husband every day. I still keep the letters he sent me from the university. He told me how he felt, how the case developed, and he sounded concerned. I believe that what he needed was to get back to work, keep himself busy, but he suffered a lot of stress and it was not a good idea. I want to believe that it had nothing to do with him going missing. I tried to convince myself so that I can cope with it. But deep down I know that if it had not been for me, he would never have gone to even investigate the case. Anyway, I hope everything is going well for you, Caroline Bennett. So, she obviously acquiesced to Holtwick and Lafleur at some point. Creaky, creaky. And decided that her husband would be better going back to work. So she sent him. Obviously, playing right into Holtwick and Lafleur's plan, for whatever they had for Benjamin.
I've dreamt about you, Dad. I miss you so much. Do you remember all we learned together? Ever since you gave me the key to your lab as a present for my 15th birthday, science has been my passion. And I owe this to you. Thanks to that, now I'm working next to one of the most reputed doctors in medicine in all of history, and friend of yours, Dr. William Holtwick. Now he's like my father. He takes care of me, he teaches me, and he gives me reason to keep going. I miss you so much, Dad.
So starting to find out a little bit more about Evelynn. I won't say too much because I do know a little bit more and I don't want to kind of spoil that. I want you guys to find out. So I'm going to refrain from talking about that. Read this though. Letter from Robert, Kansas to Caroline Bennett. This is 1965. So this is like a long time, like nearly 20 years since the Benjamin Bennett disappearance and the children disappeared. It says, Dear Caroline, I'm sending you this letter to let you know that your husband Benjamin Bennett is dead. He died some years ago peacefully without suffering. In these cases, hope is futile. It's not fair that you wait for him for several years, hoping he'll appear when he simply won't. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but you deserve a new life. You and your son deserve it. I can't give you any other details. I'm sorry, Robert, Kansas. Now, I will say, because I don't know the answer to this, whether that was the letter that made me, Benjamin Bennett's son, look for him. is that what started me looking for Benjamin, was that letter from Robert saying, oh, by the way, your dad's dead, and the details being so sketchy. That would make me want to find out more. And was that Holtwick's plan? Evelynn O'Donell again.
I know you couldn't get over Mom abandoning you. And I know what finished you off was that damned letter she sent you some years after. What would have happened if Mom hadn't abandoned us? Maybe the three of us would still be together now, as a family.
Okay, so in here is a vent and somewhere to put the ladder. So let's go. I don't know why it has to make such a loud noise as you enter it. There we go. And that's what we needed. That's the third battery panel. Now, whilst Evelynn was talking the first time, I walked into the room where we now need to use those. So we can go and do that. It's this room here. So we need to use... There we go. Now this puzzle took me a little while. I'm going to be honest. It really did. But I'm just going to do it now straight away. I'm going to put that up there. I'll show you why, and don't fall off. Just sit nicely on there for me. Thank you. Right, so as you can see, there's a ladder here, but there's a grate there. That grate is controlled by that switch there. So eventually I need to use these to get up there, but I need to hit the switch first. Now, it's like the puzzle we did before. It's an electromagnet puzzle, but with a bit of a difference. You can move these. So we have to move this up here. I believe that's what I did yesterday. Then I moved this over here. And then this to the end of where that's allowed to go, which is there. And that falls off. Just sit on there nicely. So, now we need to position this, and then you should see what I'm aiming to do. I will say, this didn't actually take me that long, to be fair. I was quite impressed with how quickly I managed to do this. So what we need is that, when I turn the electromagnet on, that will get stuck to the wall over there. That will get stuck against that stack of boxes there, and then we can use those, as long as I position them all correctly, to get around to get to the switch. There. That should be good. I hope. So, there we go, all good so far. And then I think I just used a bit of adrenaline to get over there. Not quite sure what this large stack was for. I don't know if it's just meant to be in the way, but yeah, there we go. Ooh, hit the switch. Now we can turn the electromagnet off because we need those boxes to get up onto this bit. So you go there, and you'll go there. Simples. I forgot what was up here. Oh yes, key. And another voice. More Evelynn.
It's time I prove my worth, Holtwick. You've been putting me to the test all this time, and this is when I have to show how strong I am. I won't collapse. I promise. After your confession, I feel I've overcome what happened to my parents, and I feel closer to you. There are no doubts or laments left. I must only worry about science. I know you trust me, and I'll show you I'm completely committed to your work.
Again, not going to say too much about that, but obviously she really, really, really wants to work with Holtwick. Oh, I remember this puzzle. This puzzle took me a while. It's a bit mean, and I'm going to try and remember it now. Basically, you have to look at the floor tiles, patterns there, which tells you which way. I think it's straight on for the first one. Yes, that progressed. And then it's kind of the wooden one, I think. And then this one. You can't remember directions because they move. Yeah, And then the wooden one. Yep, and then I can't remember... No, that was wrong, because I'm back at the beginning. Shit. So, this one. This one. This one. The checkered one. Yes. And then this one. I can't remember. Yes, and then you have to guess the right direction. And I didn't do it right the first time. I can't remember from yesterday. I'm just going to have to pick one. Oh, good. So it's to the right. Yeah, you get to that one and then the floor's all the same and you just have to... A bit annoying, really, but you have to then just choose the right direction. So it's a bit trial and error, but luckily it's only 3 solutions, but the puzzle was annoying. A little bit. So in this room we have this to move out the way. And there's a door, which we do not have the key for. There's a drawer here, which opens with nothing in. I don't need to see the point. Was there anything to read or anything? Yes, there is something to read. So, from Robert, Kansas to Benjamin Bennett. It's me, Kansas. God damn it, I didn't know you were here. I heard that you had gone missing, but I didn't imagine you'd be so close. I've managed to get this note to you without anybody noticing. If they do notice, I'm as good as dead. I had written you some letters that were meant to be delivered to your home address, but I imagine Dr. Holtwick hasn't even sent them to you. That maniac is a manipulative son of a bitch. I'll try to get you out of here. I think I owe you. Stay strong, Ben. You'll hear from me within 24 hours. We don't know when that was written, but yes. Kansas and Benjamin obviously knew each other from the past. That much is evident. But, yeah. How they ended up here at Holtwick and LaFleur's manipulation or not, I'm not sure. So there's a safe, and I spent ages looking around this room trying to find this stupid number, and then I didn't realise there was a drawer here I could open. 1813. So 181. Wait. Key and Robert, Kansas.
I've been looking at the university maps thoroughly, and I've discovered there's a series of underground tunnels which connect several areas. It's a good way to investigate without being seen. These tunnels are old, but they seem to be used frequently. This is making me uneasy.
I'm starting to wonder whether all this is actually going on inside the mind of who I am. Because obviously some of the puzzles bend physics, and it kind of... Whether some of it is real or not, or whether it's just certain parts, but obviously reality is being broken. Right, yes, the auditorium. Okay. So, let me see if I can remember what we did here. Voice recording? Who's this one? Robert, Kansas again.
Really? They're removing me from the case? Huh, they could have told me before and spared me the effort. They probably removed the rest one by one. But this makes no sense. Somebody has to do something. I wonder what Bennett would have done in my place. I won't tell him, but he's the only one who's been useful here.
Not really a lot to say about that. Just kind of giving us the setting. They removed Robert, Kansas from the place. Well, why was he still here then? Okay, so again, this took me a while to find out. I felt like yesterday I wasn't very observant. But yeah, there's a switch on the ceiling, so... Boop. And secret doors as the open ends. Really loudly. And... yes, we're up here. Okay. A letter to read here. This is from Evelynn O'Donell to William Holtwick. 1943. So this is before Benjamin Bennett disappeared. Dear Doctor, I've been told the only way to reach you is by post. How are things in Philadelphia? So obviously William Holtwick must have been involved in the Philadelphia experiment. I've gathered there's something big going on there. I imagine there must be a good reason for you to leave your project so suddenly. We have discovered where the worms come from. There is a plague in the courtyard. The waste has attracted a lot of bugs. It's certainly disgusting. Surely you'll find somewhere else to hide the waste. The courtyard just doesn't seem to be the best place. It will be interesting to discover the reason behind the extreme growth of these worms. It seems they aren't reaching the adult stage. They grow as worms and die from the sudden increase in size. Since I can't be part of the team yet and I can't join you in what you do, I'll have to find something disgusting to entertain myself with, won't I? When you come back, could I work in your team? I think I'm ready to join. I feel the need to continue my father's legacy. I'll be as good as a substitute. You won't even notice the difference between my father and I. You'll see. When are you coming back? If you're going to take long, can you send a letter to some other doctor so that I can start with the collaboration? I'll do anything. I don't mind starting from the bottom. What do you say? It wouldn't be a bad birthday present. I know everyone believes I'm not ready for what you do down there, but I can assure you that I am indeed. I've been mentally preparing for it all this time. Take care, Evelynn O'Donell. So she wanted to work with Holtwick. Quite desperately. And what does she mean, something disgusting? Is she trying to show that she's quite ethically loose? That she doesn't really mind? Getting up to things that she shouldn't ought, but at least we have some explanation about the worms. Why they're growing to that size though, we don't know, but it's time to talk about what these worms are. More from Kansas.
Not only they've removed me from the case, but they now close it without having reached a single conclusion. It's obvious something's going on here that's beyond our control. Some big fish must be involved here if they've closed the case before we gave up. If they think I'll stand there with my arms folded, they better forget about it. I don't even care about the police force. I don't care about anything. That lunatic must pay for this.
He must be talking about Holtwick at this point. He has to be, right? Because who else would the lunatic be? Holtwick's the only one that's so far been shown to be mad. Could be Evelynn, but she seems more calculated. Ugh. Oh, cockroach. So, letter from Walt O'Donnell to William Holtwick. Now, this is 1938. This is before all of this. I'm sorry for my late reply. I've been very busy. I'm glad to hear that everything's going wonderfully out there. From what you're telling me, you're revolutionizing all the discoveries we made together, and I can't help but feel a little envious. But I left all of that behind a long time ago. It was a stage of my life that is over now, and I want to focus on my future with my family. I have a wife who needs me, a daughter who adores me, and a job that, despite I don't earn as much as I'd want, lets me sleep at ease every night with no regrets. I couldn't ask for more. It's no news for you to know that, for me, success did not outweigh the methods we used. I hope my rejection doesn't get you by surprise. I recall we had some very capable people. Lean on them, and in particular, delegate some work and don't try to do everything on your own. Warmest regards, my old friend, Walt O'Donnell. Notice the cordiality, the geniality in that tone. So let's continue on. Let's see what else we have in store for us. Here at Crowswood University. Okay. Oh, I remember this bit. Now, I was a bit worried I was going to get stuck at this point because, obviously, basically what the devs did when they allowed me to catch back up is they gave me the console command that allowed me to skip ahead and get to where I was. But obviously, I have none of the notes or anything, and I think because of that, I'm unable to make a map like I used to be able to because, yeah, it just doesn't let me add the ink, and I think it's because I just don't know the recipe. So I was a bit worried I wouldn't, because in a minute I'm going to need to make a lockpick, and I was a bit worried. But it should be good. It was yesterday. Let's hope it is today. So, letter from Walt O'Donnell to William Holtwick. Now, this is 1942, years after the first one we just read. Dear William, thank you. I appreciate your concern. If I keep afloat, it's because I follow your philosophy. There's nothing for me in this war, and I have my own worries, enough worries to meddle in something that doesn't interest me the least. Obviously, at this point, 1940, World War II is underway. I've also received a letter from the state. When I read it was from them, I feared the worst. I'm surprised they haven't compelled me to go by force. I guess that we can't avoid it as long as things don't get worse. They'll keep insisting that we collaborate in whatever that is. Are you aware how much profit is generated because of the war? You might be interested in taking part somehow. The state could provide the resources you need. It's a wild idea. With regard to working with you again, I'm afraid I'll have to reject your offer once more. My wife is getting worse by the day. They're testing new therapies on her. Some have worked for a couple of days, others have had side effects. As you'll understand, I don't want to leave my life alone in such condition. Besides, she never knew what I worked in. I'm an angel in her eyes, and I don't want her to keep holding on to that thought. And I want her, to keep holding on to that thought. I don't want to disappoint my family. I hope you can keep going on without my help. Warmest regards, old friend, Walt O'Donnell. So again, Holtwick's asking for help. asking to work with Walt O'Donnell. And Walt keeps saying no. He mentions his wife at this point, which I think is quite interesting. She obviously has something wrong with her. We don't know what at this point. But yes, and obviously he was into things that he probably shouldn't have been, but ethically questionable, shall we say, because he talks about wanting to remain an angel in his family's eyes. Okay, cloth and the nails. Okay, so that's what we needed from here. And then we should carry on exploring. So this is just a really large, really dark auditorium. Might have to lighten this in editing because YouTube darkens the fuck out of anything you upload. The contrast on that is just balk to fuck. I don't know why it does it. Okay, another letter. 1940 again. From Walt to William Holtwick. William, you are frightening me. I have no wish to know what you do. I won't be of any use, and I want to keep as distant as possible from whatever it is you're doing now. My family is not to blame for anything. I made each decision on my own. Neither my wife nor my daughter have to know anything. I'm a new man. Respect this. Look for another person who's able to play my role. Stop this mad obsession with me, and please stay away from my family. They have done nothing. Walt O'Donnell. Now, that makes me wonder what the Holtwick said. Oh, so your wife's to blame for you not wanting to help me. You know, his wife is obviously ill. He wants to look after her. Holtwick sees her as some kind of obstacle and refers to her as such. And obviously, Walt O'Donnell doesn't take very kindly to that, as nobody would. You know, you don't want anybody referring to your wife like that. As he said, she had nothing to do with the decision I made not to work or continue with this. Just leave her and his daughter out of it. Okay, so there's the saw. So we have the nails, so we can make the lockpick now. That's all we had to do here. Yep, okay, let's head to the place where we need to use the lockpick. I haven't gone there purposefully yet, just so that I showed you everything else, because I obviously know there's a dead end there. I should show you the doctor on the stage, look, you can see. And there's a lever. We can't activate the lever just yet. So I wondered if you had to throw something at him at first, but I couldn't find anything that you could actually pick up to throw. Whether that is actually going to be the solution or not, I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure if there's anything else in this area. No, it is just the door. So there's a toilet door here, look. And we need a lockpick. So let's create the lockpick. Yeah, don't want you. There we go. So grateful that that still works, because I would have been stuck without it. There we go. And we're through into this area. Can't remember how much further I got before I stopped recording yesterday. Another letter here. Okay, so from Walt O'Donnell to William Holtwick again. 1940 again. Dear William, I'm sorry to reject your offer again. I feel unable to accept it no matter how many zeros you add on the check. It's not a matter of money. On the one hand, it's a moral issue, and on the other hand, I have a family to worry about. Science has taken a backseat in my life. Family comes first. I'm sorry. My wife seems to be much better, and my daughter Evelynn is beginning to show interest in science. I want to show her all I know from a more ethical point of view. I know your opinion on this, but it's my decision and I wish you to respect it. In the end, only results matter, right? I'd like you to stop insisting on the subject. I'm not the same person you knew and I couldn't be useful to you. My view on things has changed drastically during the past few years, and as I already stated, my priorities are very different now. Regards, Walt O'Donnell. So, Holtwick, almost desperate, wanting to work with Walt O'Donnell. Obviously realising the man, whatever he did, was a genius. And he couldn't work without him, but he's not giving up. Walt is holding out. Okay. I feel like you spend a lot of this game crawling around vents. Handy way to get around. Should try it myself. Next time I'm in Sainsbury's. Okay, where does this drop me out?
I forgot to tell you we prepared a huge party for all those birthdays your father missed. We have a clown, balloons, and a cake. Yes, a cake. I'm have to say.
Yeah, I mean, that was meant to be Benjamin Bennett speaking then, but whatever experiments have happened, obviously he's either really out of it or he's just not really that human anymore. Because that was barely audible. So we're upstairs. We're upstairs from the area we were before, by the way. So there's the boxes that were blocking the steps off before. Another letter. No, newspaper clipping. News on the death of Walt O'Donnell. Yet another unfortunate event. Husband to Grace O'Donnell found dead. The body was found under strange circumstances in his backyard. The autopsy confirmed he died from a morphine overdose. He was found dead by his 15-year-old daughter. The doctor and scientist Walt O'Donnell, husband to the famous missing woman Grace O'Donnell, was found dead yesterday night in the backyard of his house in Linglestown by his own daughter, aged 15. Having confirmed his death, he was taken to the Forensic Anatomical Institute in order to determine the cause of death. Everything indicates that he died from a morphine overdose. The strange circumstances surrounding his death led to believe it could have been an accident. Owing to the pressure he's been under since his wife went missing a few weeks ago, everything points towards him abusing morphine in order to palliate the pain, the medical examiner said. Grace O'Donnell has become known by the media in the recent weeks following her disappearance, also under mysterious circumstances. She suffered from severe depression, although it appeared to be under control in recent months. So, coincidence? No, I don't think so. Grace O'Donnell disappears, and then shortly after, Walt O'Donnell. You have to kind of think Holtwick has some part to play in that. Okay, I think there's only one way for us to go at this point. I think this is where I stopped the recording yesterday. So, let us continue onwards. Benjamin Bennett.
I've gone through this before. The abominations, the experiments, the tests. I must find a way to escape destiny. But I don't know how. The worst of all is that I don't know how to get out of the track. And the more risks I run, well, the more intense the visions are.
See, he talks about visions, repeating, changing destiny. It's all very interesting. I have not done this puzzle before, so I have no idea what I need to do. Not fall off that would be a start. Go, 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 go. Oh, made it. Okay, now there's a switch here, and I don't know what it does, so obviously we always press it. Okay, looks like it started this platform moving. Okay. Ugh. It's like a tube, like a big tube. See-through. Okay. What I mean is, like, is this real? Would this really be a structure in the university? What I really wanted to press was crouch. Whew. Okay. Now where? Oh, under the platform. I was gonna say. Come on, come on, come on. And we're out. Okay, we're out the little gauntlet there. That's good. Not sure I enjoy the gauntlets, really. But they're not too bad. They're not all the way through the game, so it's not too much of a challenge really to deal with them. Okay, right. So you're going to blow me, aren't you? To my death. Okay. So. Yeah, maybe I should be up on here. Okay. And then this. Repel. Oops. Okay, and onto there. Ugh. 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 Oh, God. So, yeah. Have to navigate these bits. And we're done. Okay, that was easier than I thought.
It's survey time, and I want you to be honest this time. I don't want any surprises like the last time. What part of this test did you enjoy the most? I'm starting to think that the walkie-talkie is broken, and that you can't hear me.
I forget that it's a walkie-talkie that I have. Because... Okay, God, I'm right at the beginning. That would be awful if I was to fall now and have to do all that again. Okay, we're in this room. So the room that was locked. We did all that to get into this one little room. Benjamin Bennett.
Destiny. I understand it. It's all written, and nothing can be done to change it. Having hope might prolong agony to make the ending more complex than it is, but it's not worth a try.
I kind of feel like we're near the end, and I just kind of want to push through.
Warm? Getting warmer. Whoa, you're going the right way. So hot. Look, I'll be honest with you because I want to be completely frank. Neither your father or I are there. But keep going. I want you to see something.
Oh, God. They weren't there before. Oh, that is creepy. That is creepy as all balls. Because they were definitely not there before. Oh, God. Here we go.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm William Holtwick. I'm the head of this university, and I have a couple of questions for you. Are you ready for a change in your lives? Do you want to stop being miserable and make the right decision? Excellent. Today's the day in which you leave faith, ignorance, and prejudice behind. Faith is a synonym of ignorance. Faith isn't based on logic or experience. Try asking a religious fanatic not to include the words faith, divinity, love, and sin in his answers. Will he be able to reply? Today you'll understand why I am where I am, and you'll understand why the end justifies the means.
If there's another worm in this chest... They are so creepy. If that's really what it is. This game, I feel as well, before I open the chest, very, very heavily inspired by BioShock. This whole talk about morality, ethics, being free from those constraints. Oh no, it's a key.
Do you understand now? Your father and you are the spark of great changes. Let me help you to bring your life beyond, to become part of history, to make future generations feel grateful for the progress we've achieved. Aren't you thrilled about the idea? Let's make a deal. If I achieve my goal with you, I'll extend your life as much as I can. You'll be one of the first people fortunate enough to live for many, many years. When you like that, the children of your children thank you personally for what you've done for them. But for this to happen, you have to help me. You And don't get scared later as your father did. Okay?
This is the only door I could think of that was locked or blocked that we could use. Yeah, it was this door. Him talking about that as well kind of makes me think... I don't know, it kind of makes me think the guy that lived for like 115 and his family were interested. So there's some kind of longevity process going on here. A save point in the voice recording. Okay, I kind of feel like this is going on a bit more. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to probably call it.
Don't trust no one, son. All decisions you've made up to now have been influenced by other people. Follow your intuition. You'll doubt, and you'll let others guide you. Don't do it. Even those who try to help you will deceive you. You have to go your own way. Choose the roads you want to follow. At least you'll have some peace of mind if you disappear.
After this tragic moment, he's lost his mind for good.
I don't know, I feel like we're near the end. Do you know what? Let's just do it. If this is going to be a longer episode because of that, then that's fine. But let's just do it. Let's just go. Okay, there's like a glass door there. Okay, so there's a maze of some kind. Oh. Looks like we can only go certain ways. Okay, I cannot go that way. Huh. Oh, we can go in here. Oh, a letter. William Holtwick's thoughts, November 3rd, 1943. It must be beautiful to start a family, right? Just ask the great scientist Walt O'Donell. He had everything a scientist could hope for. Men at his disposal, promising projects and the possibility to create his own formulas. But alas, he decided to fall in love with one of his own students, no less. A person inferior to his category. He abandoned me, promising that if someday I, the great William Holtwick, needed his skills for a greater project, I could count on him. Years later, when his daughter was born, I went to visit him in person, and as the gentleman I am, I congratulated him on his beautiful girl. Who would have thought that in the future she would become my best student and a key part of my projects? As the great scientist I am, I asked him to help me in a highly important project, but he refused my offer. I moved the inevitable ahead. He and his wife died, and I kept his daughter. She really had talent and a bright future. In this regard, I can confirm that Walt O'Donnell did a very good job. The thing is, I could have done the same again. Accept the coffee she offered me, try to convince her, and if I failed, strangle her with my own hands. I'm regretting having asked James LaFleur for his opinion. I'm getting soft and my intuition has worked fairly well until now. Convince Evelynn of what? And who else did he strangle? Oh god, you can get down here. Okay, annoying. Okay, so need something to press that. Probably gonna have to move you somewhere, but I don't know where yet. Ooh, around here. Nothing. Okay, so we can use this repel up though. Wrong way. Ah. So I think I need to move that so I can get on top of there. Okay. I hope I'm getting near the end now, because if I'm not, I shall be annoyed. We have to be getting near the end, right? It's 2 switches. No, and I chose the wrong one. I can't get to this one. Okay, can I make that jump out? Yes. Okay, let's wait for the adrenaline. So I need something to get up on there. There's got to be a cube around because we've got one of those. Oh, why is my adrenaline refilling slowly? Okay, first switch. What did it do? Maybe nothing. Maybe we just need to do them all. Okay, what do you do? Ooh, can use you. That opens that door, so that's a shortcut through there. Okay, here's the cube. So, you're not going to get me up there, though, are you? Oh, we can go in there as well. Okay, bear that in mind. So you need to go up there for now. This music's really making me work at this. Because I feel like we're getting somewhere. There's another one done. I'm going to take this with me because I don't know if I'm going to need it. I'll put you there for now. We can push you. No, we can't. We can pull you. Okay. Another switch. How do we get to that one? Oh, wait. The cube I can use on that. Right. Now we can do it. Okay. I knew that couldn't be the final solution. That door opens. We have to get near the end. That looks like the lift. Remember the lift from the very beginning of the game that we never repaired? I was like, oh, we'll come back and repair this at some point, I'm sure. This has to be it. Is it going to take us back to the beginning of the game? Okay guys, right, so there's another whole area, another zone to do, so we're not near the ending. I'm glad we pushed through that. So one more video and I think we will finish the game and we'll finally uncover what's actually happened here at Crowswood University, what Evelynn's doing, what William's up to, what happened to Benjamin, who am I really, and, you know, why am I here? Why is any of this happening? So thanks so much for watching guys, I hope you're enjoying it and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!